towards Great Britain, so the colonists will get behind the idea of independence. Okay, that's what you want to do for each document. Now remember, you only have to choose one of these. If I say the purpose, if I use purpose for this picture, that's all I have to do. I don't have to provide any other analysis. All right, so you get 1 point for hippoing or hipping all 6 documents. Or I should say 7 documents. You're going to have 7 documents. Technically, you only need to do 6. I'm going to tell you to do 7. Maybe you mess one up. Maybe you get the context wrong or something like that. Have that 7th one in your back pocket. Finally, you get a point for outside information. This is where you're going to need to provide an example or a specific piece of evidence that's not in the documents that supports your argument. Okay? It cannot be in any of the documents. It can't be in your historical context at the beginning. This is something from outside your essay. You need 1 or 2 pieces of info from each document. That's what I'd recommend planning, and then pick your best ones. So, when we look at these, what are the different types of outside information we can have for the Declaration of Independence? John Locke, the Enlightenment, the President of the United States. Whatever it is, it has to help support or qualify your argument. Don't just throw a piece of outside information on there that doesn't tie into the argument you're making and see if it sticks. Make sure your outside evidence ties into and helps support the argument you're trying to make. Finally, the 7th point, just like the long essay, synthesis. We've talked about it time and time again. Synthesis should be something similar in kind, but different in time. That's the simplest way of approaching this. Another option, if you don't have a similar in kind or different in time, you can talk about something that, you know, like a phantom document 8, if you will. For instance, if you look at, we've talked about pies or spice or whatever, the political, economic, social, cultural, those ideas. Say you do a document that they're asking a question about social and political changes. For instance, we did the Shays Rebellion document, and it asked about the political and social changes in America before and after Shays Rebellion. Now, this was a DBQ, and you analyze documents for that question, and it says, you know, what were the, discuss the, the significant political and social changes in America before and after Shays Rebellion. You can synthesize that by possibly bringing in another topic, such as economics, something that's not in the essay at all. So if you're talking political and social throughout your essay, if you want to synthesize, maybe you can talk about the economics of America before and after Shays Rebellion. That's what it's not like a document. It's not. I see a lot of students sometimes write, what would be really nice if they had provided a document that talked about the economics of Shays Rebellion. It's not a document that you wish was there. I just reference it as a document because it's like an outside source that you might have brought to you. You know, it's almost like you brought it yourself. You brought your own document to your DBQ writing. And it's not in the packet. You haven't talked about it at all. But now, as to synthesize this whole argument, you're going to use it now. I hope that makes sense. So this is a great way to do it. If you use like the spice, it says right here, spice up your DBQ. Social, political, intellectual history, cultural, or economics. Any essay that you're writing, usually you're going to compare 2 of those in the essay. If you can pull one of those out as the 3rd for your synthesis, you're golden. All right, so here's our overview. Contextualization, it was a period of, there's 1 point. The thesis statement, you take a position and outline your groups. Now you have 2 points. Argument development, either corroborate or support your argument with 3 groups, or support it with 2 groups and provide a contrarian argument in a 3rd group. There's your argument development right there. 3 points. Here's the easiest point you should get. Using all the documents to support your thesis or relevant argument. There's a point right there. HIP 6 of the 7 documents. I recommend doing all 7. There's another point. Give a piece of additional evidence or examples from outside the essay. This is your outside evidence. This is the knowledge that you are bringing to your essay. And finally, 1 point for synthesis. Similar in kind, but different in time, or spice up your DBQ. 7 points right there. If you follow this outline, there should be no reason why you don't get a 5, a 6, or a 7.